there's a beast out there, a beast bent on your destruction, a beast out there that is prepared to kill you if it gets the chance. That beast I'm speaking of today is fire. It's a worthy adversary, an adversary we must meet with aggressive tactics, but yet with a circumspect mind. Each of us here today is given tools in our profession, tools that we can use to defeat this enemy, fire. But we have to know them well. As firefighters, we need to know the tools, know their uses, and how to use them. First and foremost, this is a safety issue. If you know how to use the tools, each and every one of us here today will go home safely at the end of our shift, and that is what our goal is every single day in this profession. The Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines a tool, not as Gabe, he's a tool also, but as a handheld device that aids in accomplishing a task. Well, duh, that's pretty obvious. An easier definition would be just anything that I can grab to accomplish the task at hand, to meet the challenge that's presented to me at that given time. My name is Sean Morgan, and in the next few moments I'm going to discuss with you some of the tools of our trade, the pike pole, the fire nozzle, and the flathead and pickhead axe. IFSTA Fire Hose Practices, 8th edition, defines a nozzle as a device that directs water, foam, or other extinguishing agent from a fire hose and directs that water to the point of extinguishment. So let's start first talking about some of these nozzles. I have some examples here today. First nozzle I'll talk about is a solid bore nozzle. This particular nozzle here is a 1-inch tip. Solid bore nozzle goes on the end of a 2.5-inch hose. It's called solid bore because it has a solid core on the inside. It delivers approximately 200 gallons per minute at a nozzle pressure of 50 psi. This is used mainly for if we want to extinguish fires, we want to get better penetration and further reach with our fire stream. Another type of nozzle we have in the fire service is the fog nozzle. It's similar and it's very heavy, but it breaks the water up before it leaves the nozzle, thus giving the water a greater surface area, allowing the water to absorb greater BTUs and put out more fire. That's the theory. It also moves a lot more air, so we can use it for ventilation at house fires. This particular nozzle is run 100 psi nozzle pressure and will deliver approximately 250 gallons a minute. This particular nozzle has other adjustments also on here. I see that you can go 150, 200, and 250 gallons a minute by adjusting it. This little guy here is a dual gallonage Forester nozzle. We use it in a wildland application. It has a 3/8-inch tip stored on it at all times. We deliver 30 gallons a minute at 50 psi. Also has a spray ball on it. That's 100 psi nozzle pressure. This is a 50 psi nozzle pressure for this attachment. Also, you can screw that off and put a 1/16-inch tip on, or 3/16-inch tip on there, and it'll deliver 10 gallons a minute. There's also a 3-gallon a minute foam tube that you can put on this thing, and it's run with, the best way to run this is on an 1.5-inch line for less friction loss. Put a 1-inch adapter on it. It's a pretty sweet little nozzle. Underutilized in the fire service. Next, let's transition to the pike pole. I have an example here of a 10-foot pike pole. Don't have a whole ton to say about the pike pole, other than it's classified by IFSTA Fire Handbook as a pulling tool. A pulling tool, obviously, because it has a hook on it, so you can pull things like, as an example, you can pull ceiling. You can jam it into the ceiling right here, and pull down all the drywall to reach the seat of the fire. And that's where the beast is trying to hide. The beast will try to hide on it, so you have to uncover him. Sometimes we pull ceilings to find him. Also, you can use this on top of a roof. After you cut a vent hole in the roof, you can punch out the ceiling. You're not really pulling there, you're punching it out. It's not the best tool for the job, however, because lots of times when you jam through that drywall and you pull up, you get hung up on wires and stuff, and you get your pike pole stuck. So actually, it's easier to use like a trash hook. Those kind of things will work better. There's more surface area there. These will come in. This is a 10-footer. We have 8-footers. We have 12-footers also. And you just kind of grab whatever you need to do the job. You notice it's sleek design. Lastly, I'd like to discuss the fire axe. This particular axe here is a pick head axe. It's called a pick head axe because obviously it has the pick head on it. This is classified by the Firefighter's Handbook as a cutting tool. It has a cutting end here, used obviously for breaking things. I love to break things. I'm sure you love to break things too. So you can break things with this end. But if you want to plunge, make like a hole, you can use this end like at a roof of a car to extinguish an engine compartment fire. Or if you're on a roof and you want a foothold, you can plunge this end down into the roof, and you can rest your foot against the axe so you don't slip off the roof. Another axe is the flathead axe here. Flathead, obviously, because it has a flat head. This has a cutting end, and it has a striking end. We usually couple this with our Halligan so that we can beat the Halligan into tight areas so we can get a purchase. That's why it's called a flathead axe. In summary today, I hope you have a better understanding of some of the tools of our trade, how to utilize them if you're confronted with a beast. And I trust as you sit and ponder your adversary fire that you will remember our discussion today and that you'll be confident in the use of your tools. And I know that each and every one of you will be successful in defeating our enemy fire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How'd I do, all right?
Excellent.
Kind of stupid, but thanks, appreciate it.
Too many,
Yeah.